Greetings to all the melanated beings, the carbon melanated beings, the gods of this earth, the gods of the galaxy, the gods of the whole entire universe. I'm sending positive love to you and your family. And greetings, grand rising to the new people which are in tune with the channel and are giving love and respect. I'm sending it back to you. I'm greeting everybody that's really working very hard in reaching their higher self. I'm greeting everybody who's now taking a chance in actually to try and move closer to their higher self. It is not easy, but I'm happy that a lot of you now are opening up to everything that is happening. I can even feel it in the atmosphere. God, everybody can feel it. It's just a matter of expanding your awareness. I want to say to the people which they are very most likely interested in getting themselves crystals. I'm never greedy about trying to allocate people into following a specific channel to get things right. If it is much more easy for you to get crystal stones elsewhere, then do that. Don't feel pressured. However, if it is hard for you to get the crystal stones, check in this information right here, right? Contact them. Place your orders. That will help you with all the spiritual tools you might need and require for your enlightenment or to better yourself as a spiritual person. Please make sure that you just tap into that information and place your orders. They will kindly assist you with the crystal stones that you might need, or something of anything that has to do with the spiritual tool to have and use to advance yourself and your Kgabo as a spiritual person. You must know, don't be attached to these crystals, right? They have their own calling. It is something that regulates with the whole entire atmosphere and the nature, okay? We had towers of crystals. I'm saying this to people which think that crystals play no role in connecting with your grand ancestors or your DNA. However, listen. Before the whole entire planet, also known as the planet Kai, there were towers of crystals, different vibrations, colors, that stood tall into this whole planet in specific regions or places where the energy of the atmosphere was in direct with that point whereby a specific stone of a crystal stone, rock, or germs were allocated. So they stood tall, gigantic, as they were regulating the atmosphere of the whole entire planet. When all these reptilians, I won't categorize them because there's more than different reptilians that are active, right? But saying it in general, in order for them to conquer the African gods or the neuromelanin or the carbon melanated beings, they had to take them down so that they can be able to manipulate the whole atmosphere and give to us what we know as the oxygen, which is really deadly. Before then, the atmosphere which we breathe in, it was hydrogen. There's a lot of benefits when you breathe in hydrogen. Your supreme Kgabo, as a spiritual person, was totally out of this planet. So they had to take that down in order for everybody to change and the atmosphere to automatically change people on the energies which they shouldn't breathe in, but to breathe in on the energies that are negative, that always affect them to the point that it changed the pigmentation of your color skin. But I don't want to dwell too much into it. I just wanted to give you an insight that it is important that you use the crystal stones. You shouldn't worship them. They are not your gods. They carry the souls which are able to motivate you and help you to free yourself from any blockages that you might be going through that is so hard for you to actually free yourself away from those blockages. They are there to serve you and help you to be aligned and be balanced, to become in an original state, which you're supposed to be right now as you speak. So when the towers fell, they scattered all over the whole entire planet, to the point that some of it just went through direct under the core of this earth. That is why most of the time when crystals have to be collected, they have to be dug down from the ground, right? That is why you usually find the raw crystals and the ones which have been modified, the same as they do when they dig out a gold. They modify that gold and turn it into a specific chain which you are attracted to, you want to have and carry. So then the rocks or the crystals come in different forms. They modify them to look as beautiful, as attractive, or it can be raw. So these are things that are particles connected to the whole atmosphere of the nature, which the nature that is connected to everything is also connected to you. As a working person that you have spiritually connected, everything that is of nature, that runs deep inside of your bloodline, that comes out of you to be manifested into the reality which you see with your two own eyes, is what connects you with all these crystal stones every time. So it's not a matter of saying that they don't play a very significant role in your life, or to say because you never knew any information that your ancestors thinking that they never used them. The very same water that you drink, it has the particles of all the crystal stones. That what purifies the water or makes it potent to the point that with the collective information, light, billion years of information, it has the potential or potent energy to make anything possible. And that is why water is life. That very same life is the soul that is connected to the crystal stones. Because the crystal stones carry the soul. They are like beings like you and I. They breathe in and out. It's just an extensive way to use the tools to safely guard you, protect your energy, and teach you how to connect deep to your higher self. You make that relation with the crystal stones, then it benefits you great. It shouldn't be in a sense of you trying to accumulate wealth, because wealth is an energetic currency, frequency. It's not something physical, but they've made it and turned it into something physical so that they can make you be attached to it and be easily manipulated and controlled through it. So never have crystal stones because you want to attract wealth, but know it in your mind that you don't need the crystal stones to attract wealth, but you need it to break the chain of you opening the door to attract that wealth that you already have and start to have the connection relation, that magnet that is like magnets between you and the frequency energy that produces money in your DNA. I hope that I made that clear. Now, this video is, I've noticed many people are so concerned about meditation, right? And people are thinking so deep about this, and it's not necessary. It's not supposed to be like that. Maybe I should just break it down to you guys. Everything is a form of meditation. When you sit in silence, having your thoughts without even closing your eyes, you are in a meditative state. When you are sitting in your room, silence, reading a book, you are in a meditative state. When you are in a rest room, sitting in silence, you are in a meditative state. Meditation is a form of you giving yourself energy or concentrating your energy to something else for the longest of time, aka also known as worship. Now, when you give your attention to anything that you do daily basis, you are worshiping that thing. Not in a sense saying that you're worshiping it because you bow down to it. No, it's a translation of what it means to concentrate on something, because you are giving your energy to that specific object or whatever activity that you're actually focusing on to excel a specific goal, right? So look at meditation as everything that you do in a peaceful way, silence, and concentrating towards whatever that is that you focus to as you do your meditations. So I don't want you guys to think so deeply about meditation, thinking that maybe I might not do this right. But it's all about you following what your heart desires you for when you do your meditations. A daily meditation is a way to build yourself up, to learn how to understand the energies that work around you inside, and how to decipher any codes of information that comes through a way of you meditating every time. So what I want to do now, I want to give you a clear guideline how to do your meditation every time. So there are different types of meditations. Sometimes you meditate because you just want to calm yourself down. Sometimes you meditate because you want to have a clear mind or a clear conscience. Sometimes you meditate because you want to receive a certain healing. Sometimes you meditate because you want to speak to your higher self and get downloads. Sometimes you want to meditate to read something. In this case, the meditation which I'm teaching you to do is to raise your vibration and frequencies. The best way for you to begin with meditation, as you meditate in focusing on your higher self, your spirit within, at the back of your spine, you want to start by activating all of your chakras every time you get a chance to focus on this specific meditation. I know many people, they run so deep that they are quickly motivated to meditate upon opening their first eye without having to encounter the importance of aligning your whole chakras to the point that when you reach your first eye chakra, you have better aligned yourself. That is why usually when a person starts to open the first eye, you start to see entities that you don't even understand that are within you. It's when your lower self challenges you, are you really up for what you just opened up yourself to? But if you were to begin with aligning yourself with all the chakras that are within, you will then be able to comprehend the energies and understand whatever that you're going to see is nothing of a physical matter, but something that dwells within your lower self that you have to be able to deal with it without having to be scared. Because if you're going to begin at your lower self root chakra, then you have cracked and understand anything of a lower vibration. You know now how to turn that energy from a negative state and put it in a positive state and be liberated again. It's something that never stops. No matter how highly vibrational you are, you're always going to encounter your lower self. It's there to build you up, to make you stronger, for you to understand how you need to deal and work with these energies. Because the more you run away from it, then you are opening room for those same energies that are within your lower self to come again, destroy you, to the point that now there's no point of return. So I want to give you a way which you can do your meditations, beginning by aligning your chakras all the way up from the lower self to your higher Godhead. I've once talked about this in podcast. I've once talked about this on my previous Twitter account. And I think I've once posted about it on YouTube. But because there's so many people who have been asking me, I'm going to give it to them. Now, when you meditate, the best supreme meditation you can ever do for yourself is by turning your eyes upside down, touching your tongue with the roof of your mouth, and focusing your first eye or any other specific chakra you want to focus on. You master that, you master yourself. If you're still practicing and building yourself up to meditation, you can only begin by meditating with your closed eyes. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. It's up to you. Take it slow, take it easy. There's no rush. You can do simple breathing techniques or no technique at all, doesn't matter. But if it helps, you can do your breathing techniques. That is by breathing in your nose and out of your mouth. In and out. As you do your meditation. Or you can just meditate the best way which makes you comfortable. Because I don't want you guys to think so deep about this that you end up thinking that whatever that I'll do is not right. Be as comfortable as you can to conquer your mind. If you want to challenge yourself more further, you can do this when you do your meditations. Of course, it's a practice which you have to make perfect. The more you practice, the more you get better at it. Again, don't push yourself. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you build yourself up. The longest hour which I can stand in meditation is 6 hours. Not because I just did it in just a day. I started doing meditation grade 6, I remember, I never forget it. So I've been building myself up, and you should as well. So don't force yourself into it. I never got to 6 hours of meditation in just a day. Hell, I can do more than that. So it's all about practice, being patient, and you will excel. Don't rush it because you look at me, you admire for the length of knowledge that I have, or you think that I have, or anybody else that stands before you to teach about those things. This is not school, right? Whereby when you have acquired a certain degree, you're going to look down on other people. No, this is not that. Take your mind out of this program because you've been programmed to always think about things that way. This is not school, or not in a way school has been projected to the mass of people. This is about you listening to me. You are my image. You watching me I am your image. You and I are equal. I'm not better than you. You're not better than I. But you and I are the same. Right? Let me put a picture. Let me paint a picture on you. As much as I can brag, or anybody can brag or talk about how many people they've enlightened, for the mere fact that there's somebody else that's not yet on that level, I'm still on that image. All right? If it means there's like 60% of the people that have woken up, and there's like 40%, we then fall into that 40%, all of us, including the ones that are enlightened. It's a yin-yang, right? So there's no one better than anybody else. Never, please. Every time you watch other spiritual enlightened people, don't think yourself as somebody who doesn't know or who's not worthy. This information is circulating. This information is circulating is the information we are spreading and talking about all the time is what's inside of you already. All you got to do is reach out to it and start downloading it. That's all. So if you shut down that mentality, then you'll be able to understand. But if you keep on having this mentality, then you will kill yourself spiritually. So be open-minded. Be open-minded and be in tune with your higher self. Now, every day, a specific day is in tune with a specific energy, is in tune with a specific chakra, is in tune with a specific sound. The chakras have different sound. They vibrate on a different sound. The first 3 chakras from your lower self are the lowest. Not to say that they have and carry the negative state, but they are meant to be that way. It's a negative state. They vibrate anti-clockwise because chakras do spin. They spin. When time goes on, as you master yourself, you will understand and even control them, how they spin. They spin anti-clockwise. The first 3 chakras from the bottom, from the root chakra going upwards. Then from the heart chakra going upwards, those are the positive chakras that spin clockwise. And there comes your pineal gland or your chakra or your Godhead or your Godhood. Now, these chakras, when they're active, they're able to spin one at the same time, the lower ones anti-clockwise and the higher ones clockwise. That is a balance, yin-yang, the negative and the positive, the low vibration and the high vibration. They need each other. You have to understand this. They are one. They are not separate. They are one and the same thing. They need each other. For your chakras on a higher note can't be activated if the ones on your low are still inactive. So when they properly balanced, the lower ones spin anti-clockwise and the higher ones spin clockwise, and they generate your Godhead to be active and expand and be connected with every electricity that runs in your veins, with the magnetic force that is your soul, and the Kundalini spirit that is at the back of your spine. Change this narrative. There's no Holy Spirit today in the sky. The reason why they taught you that, they want you to keep on looking up for hope, whereby you must start looking up to your lower self. That's where your spirit emanates from. It rises from the 33 vertebrae bones that makes up your spinal cord. They use that allocation as your spirit to maneuver like in a form of a snake. I once made a video about this and people were like, no, there's no snake behind my back. It is a symbolic. It takes you back to the atom, Adam, Adum, Atum, whatever you want to call it these days. The snake, the Garden of Eden, is a significant of you aligning with your higher self and letting the spirit force to be attached to your first eye, to be aligned and be balanced as a spiritual person you are. All right? However, the effect does not take place if your chakras are not properly active. That is why a lot of people, they get attacked spiritually and their whole body becomes hurtful, tormenting, burdening, because you tried to wake up your Kundalini, the sleeping snake coil at the base of your spine, without a proper structure. Because if you wake up your Kundalini, how will it use the ladder or the chakras to step up to the higher self? Obviously, you will hurt yourself. That's why now you need to be careful when you raise your Kundalini. You first wake up your chakras in order for the spirit force to be able to maneuver as it purifies all the chakras with its energy to raise high and reach your higher self. You understand? So when you do your Kundalini meditation, you will get to that when time goes on. But when you start to allocate yourself in order for you to wake up your Kundalini, actually your guys are even lucky right now. If you were to align your chakras, your Kundalini will just rose on its own without working extra hard for it, because everything is active. So align yourself and everything will just work in your favor. I don't want to dwell much into this. Let me just go right at it. Now, every single day, make note, right? Write this down. You have 7 chakras, different colors, that vibrate high on a specific day. The red root chakra at the base, its specific day to meditate upon is on Saturday. The sacral chakra is orange in color. Its specific day to meditate on is on a Tuesday. The third chakra, the solar, sun, yellow in color, its specific day to meditate upon is Sunday. The fourth chakra, your heart chakra, which is green in color, its specific day to meditate on is on Wednesday. The fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra, sky blue in color, its specific day is on Friday. The sixth chakra, which is which is indigo color, your first eye, the specific day you should meditate upon it is on Monday. And then the seventh chakra, which is your crown, Godhead, violet in color, the specific day to meditate upon it is on Thursday. Now, what this means is that's how you can start to align yourself working with your chakras. Every time you focus on a specific chakra, you picture the color of it. I want you to go to Google and search the colors of the chakras, how they look like, and which center they are allocated to. Because you're going to need that image. When you concentrate on the specific chakra, you picture it on that specific place with its color and its vibration and its frequencies and energy. This is how you do it. When you imagine the chakra, as you breathe in, you expand it. You imagine the chakra glowing and growing big as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you shrink it back again. You breathe in, expand it. You breathe out, you shrink it. You keep on doing that for like minutes and minutes and minutes. you will feel a sudden change and a different reaction to that specific place. It won't happen in just a day, but if you keep at it, you have now affected it positively to be aware and be conscious. So this applies to all of the chakras. If it helps, get crystal stones of 7 chakras, or work with the specific stones that are connected to the specific chakra. If it helps, get a magnet. As you focus on that day on that specific chakra, put a magnet around that place, then you will motivate it to start reacting. And for some of you, you're going to feel the reaction or the vibration and the sound of that meditation. Of that specific chakra. Then you'll be able to tell the difference how this chakra is vibrating and how that chakra is vibrating. And that's how you do your meditations, as you focus yourself in aligning your chakras. Automatically, as you do that, as you improve every single day, the sudden effect will take place. But it is important that you change your diet. Limit meat or stop eating it at all. You want to invoke your spirit force, your chai power, your Kundalini without any such blockages. Because if you're going to have blockages of the things that you're eating or any emotional blockages, then it becomes a problem. So that is all about healing yourself and growing into your spirit force. And that's how you do your daily meditation. Then when time goes on, you will know. Don't ask me. People will be like asking me, how do you know if your chakras are aligned? You will know. You will feel it inside. Practice makes perfect. The moment where now you can feel in your conscious mind that your chakras are well balanced and aligned, then you start to invoke your Kundalini from the base of your spine. It is very simple. You focus your mind from the base of your spine. You see a sleeping coil snake that rises like a golden fire, because that's what it is. That rises like electricity from the base of your spine. As you breathe in, you raise it slowly high to reach your first eye. You breathe out, you send it back again carefully. I'm telling you, you're going to feel it. The first feeling you're going to have is fire. That is like being active from the base of your spine, going slowly up. Sometimes you might even feel it rising like this. And then you will know if it returns from a certain chakra, this means the other chakras are not properly active. Then you can now tell the difference. You can then now tell the difference. Damn, I forgot about my tea. It's getting cold now. That's how you can have this connection. So as you breathe in, you imagine the sleeping coil snake in an electricity force, golden in color, red in color, rising like a fire from the back of your spine, reaching your Godhead. You breathe in as it rises, you breathe out as it goes down. Practice makes perfect. That's how you raise your Kundalini. If this helps, this is very important, very powerful. You can recite these words within when you practice your Kundalini. Om Tat Sat. You say it within your heart. Om Tat Sat. You breathe in, you imagine it expand. You breathe out, you imagine it going back to the base of your spine. You repeat Om Tat Sat. You expand it. You say this within your heart. You see it, and remember, imagination is powerful. That is why I've been telling you guys to do your manifestations, because your manifestations dwell most in imagining the things which you do not have, but already have in your imagination state. So that's what it takes for you to align your chakras and to wake up your Kundalini. But please, I'm begging you, don't wake up your Kundalini if your chakras are not aligned. Because the effect of it will be so negative, you'll think that you've just put yourself in a demonic way, when it's not like that. And don't open your first eye without aligning your chakras first. I agree. Perhaps I gave you impressions before that you can do it by just opening your first eye without even aligning yourself. I'm correcting that error right now, if I have convinced you that way. It is possible to open your first eye without aligning your chakras, but it becomes in a negative state, because what you're going to see, you'll be afraid, and you'll think that you just become part of a demonic something, when it's not like that. So when you start from your lower self, you deal and heal all the fear that you've been having growing up as a child. And that's how you'll be able to get things right. So make sure that you apply everything that I'm telling you to do. Crystal stones, they play a very significant role when it helps you to align yourself. They are there to release you from all negative state. And you really have to do your shadow work, shadow mirror work. I know there's a lot of information that is spoken about that it is negative to stand before your mirror. It has its negative energies. However, it is important to do your mirror shadow work. When you do that, you will overcome the fears, and nothing is going to limit you for you to go above. Because if you're still having fear within your body, then you are limiting yourself already to reach your higher self. Because I'm telling you, by the time comes whereby you have to travel into a higher state, you're going to have to walk through that darkness, whether you like it or not. The moment you realize that, you become afraid, then you turn back, then you've lost already. So you have to overcome the darkness. Practice this thing of getting inside of your room, switch off the light, and start to meditate in the darkness, or light a candle. Then you will see how powerful you are. Whatever entities that come at you, know this, that they don't exist. They are just the lower energies that are challenging you to see how strong and powerful you are, to the point that now you'll be able to command those entities under your will. And that's how you start to be in control of your spirit force that is connected to your Kundalini and your soul. And I want to say this. If you're listening to me right now and you're not carbon, you're not melanin, you're not black, don't try to raise your Kundalini, because you will destroy yourself. The energy is too high, it's too strong, powerful. It is only allocated to melanin. If you don't have melanin, you will destroy yourself. With the false information which people say that Christ is white. Because first of all, Christ is a consciousness. A white person can't raise their Kundalini because they don't have it. They don't have chakras. That is for the melanin people that have soul. Because your soul has power to comprehend all of that energy, force. The only Christ being is a black person. Case closed. Whatever science you bring up, it's all pseudo. It's just to overthrow a lot of people. And I'm telling you now, if you're a black person listening to me, you are God. Claim it. Be it. Stop thinking about it. Act upon it. And you'll start to receive blessings that are yours. Love and light. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure that you spread this information. Make sure that you like this video. Remember, like I always told you, they don't like us talking about these things, so they'll never push our videos. The only way, the algorithm, the way it works, is to make sure such videos don't go to the hype. The only way when the algorithm allows it to is when the people which were viewing the video are sharing it and also liking that video. The more people like the video, the algorithm then is able to push it because it has no choice but to do that. That's how it has been set. Love and light. I love you so much. Be blessed, you and your family.